วัสดีครับท่านผู้ชมครับดูเหมือนว่าทุกวันนี้คำกล่าวที่ว่าโลกไร้พรมแดนดูจะเป็นเรื่องที่เข้าใจกันดีแล้วก็ไม่มีใครปฏิเสธได้นอกจากนั้นสิ้นปีนี้สภาพที่เราคุ้นเคยกันทุกๆขณะก็คือการมาถึงของประชาคมอาเซียนก็กำลังจะเป็นจริงเพราะฉะนั้นรายการรักเมืองไทยซึ่งจัดมา3 ปีแล้ว ปีที่4นี้ก็จึงจะมีการปรับรายการเล็กน้อยหรือว่าจะเรียกว่ามากก็ได้จุดประสงค์ก็คือเพื่อให้เรื่องราวที่น่าสนใจของโลกเรื่องราวที่น่าสนใจของคนไทยได้มีโอกาสเป็นที่รับรู้ของพี่น้องชาวต่างชาติไม่ว่าจะอยู่ในเมืองไทยหรืออยู่นอกประเทศก็ตามจากนี้ไปครับทุกๆวันอังคารสุดท้ายของเดือนเราได้รับความร่วมมือจากมูลนิธิ Human Development Forum ซึ่งเป็นมูลนิธิไทยนะครับแม้จะมีชื่อเป็นภาษาอังกฤษก็ตามจะมาช่วยจัดรายการเสริมจากรายการปกติใน3 สัปดาห์ของแต่ละเดือนสรุปว่าสัปดาห์ที่4สุดท้ายก็จะเป็นเรื่องภาคภาษาอังกฤษผู้ที่ทำหน้าที่ในผู้จัดรายการหรือพิธีกรแทนผมเดือนละครั้งก็คือดร.วินฟรีด เอ เฮอร์มันเดี๋ยวสักครู่หนึ่งกลับมาไม่ได้เจอผมครับแต่จะเจอกับดร.วินฟรีดกับผู้รับเชิญลองดูครับว่ารายการจะเป็นประโยชน์มากขึ้นแค่ไหนผมขออนุญาตลาเลยครับสวัสดีครับ
มันเป็นขยะแต่รู้ไหมว่าขยะเหล่านี้สามารถนำมารีไซเคิลเป็นสมุดสิ่งที่มีค่าสำหรับพวกเขาได้ด้วยแนวคิดการใช้ทรัพยากรธรรมชาติอย่างรู้คุณค่าและให้เกิดประโยชน์สูงสุดทำให้ดอนเมืองโทเวย์ได้เริ่มดำเนินโครงการสมุดกรีนเวย์โครงการเพื่อยกระดับสิ่งแวดล้อมให้คงอยู่ชั่วลูกชั่วหลานตราบนานเท่านานโทเวย์กรีนเวย์
คูปองดิจิตอลทีวีกสทช.มาแล้วค่ะคูปองครับคูปองดิจิตอลทีวีมาแล้วครับ
วันนี้คูปองมูลค่า690 บาทใช้แลกกล่องเซ็ตท็อปบ็อกซ์หรือเป็นส่วนลดซื้อทีวีดิจิตอลได้ที่ศูนย์จำหน่ายที่มีสัญลักษณ์โครงการ
อย่าลืมอ่านก่อนแล้วเตรียมเอกสารให้ครบนะครับ
แจกแล้ว42 จังหวัดภายในสิ้นปีนี้ดิจิตอลทีวีดูดีทุกบ้าน
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sawadee Krap. My name is Dr. Wilfried Herrmann, Executive Director of the Human Development Forum Foundation, a Thai registered non-for-profit organization. I will be your host today and will guide you through the program which will focus on ASEAN 2015 challenges and opportunities. This topic is very important as there are only 338 days left until the ASEAN Community 2015 will be inaugurated. And in this time span, many challenges need to be addressed to create the opportunities all ASEAN citizens are hoping for. Today with me is Mr. McQuay, the country representative of the ASEAN Foundation. He will discuss with us some important topics and projects related to the ASEAN 2015 integration. Good evening and welcome to our program, Kim.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Dr. Herrmann.
Before we go into details, I would like to give you a brief overview of our program today. At first, I will briefly introduce the Human Development Forum Foundation and its main activities. Then Mr. McQuay and I will discuss some topics in the framework of ASEAN 2015. At the end, there will be a short ASEAN quiz where you can win some interesting prizes. The Human Development Forum Foundation, or briefly HDFF, was officially registered in 2007. Our vision is to address the needs of communities and to create new opportunities to empower and strengthen the capacities of people. we seek to reach all levels of society, from grassroots to the top, as all people should work together to address the challenges of our lives. This idea is also visible in our logo, which is dominated by a rope. This is the symbol that a lot of small threads, which individually are very weak and vulnerable, can be very strong if they are bound together. And this can be said also for communities or societies or even ASEAN. HDFF's motto is clear and strong: knowledge improves life. Without knowledge, nobody can develop further, overcome obstacles, or can create solutions. Therefore, HDFF aims to contribute to the increase of knowledge to better the lives. In relation to ASEAN, HDFF conducts every 2 months, in close cooperation with the ASEAN Foundation, strategic fora on hot ASEAN topics. As example, we had speakers and discussions on the South China Sea, shared history, transborder diseases, or migration. And this leads us straight to our next topic: to team up with ASEAN Foundation as a competent and regional savvy partner. Because in the actual globalization, Thai organizations should look for international partners to extend their reach and to improve their knowledge. And the vision of HDFF, empowering people from grassroots to the top, is shared in many topics with Asia Foundation. So, Kim, I would like to invite you briefly to introduce the Asia Foundation, how long you have been working in Thailand, and maybe some examples of your work.
Certainly, thank you very much. Well, the Asia Foundation has just celebrated its 60th anniversary year in 2014, and our Thailand Country Program is one of our founding missions dating back to 1954. And over the years, we've been privileged to be associated with many important developments in Thai's history. We have 18 offices around Asia, and we work in a variety of different ways. We provide grants to local partner organizations, we provide technical assistance, and we also work in an operational capacity, meaning that we join hands with local partners in the way that we do with HDFF. 5 thematic program areas, all of which are represented in our Thailand Country Program: governance and law, representing the largest share of Asia Foundation work, about 70% of our programs region-wide. Also economic development, women's empowerment, the environment, and regional cooperation, which is the basis for our work together. Here in Thailand, our country strategy is addressing Thailand's trajectory from advanced upper middle income status to upper income status. And Thailand is on its way that direction, but we're interested in the combination of issues that could serve as impediments to the pace and progress of Thailand reaching there. So here we work on core governance issues: the constitution, decentralization, the economy, the environment, conflict mediation in Thailand's southern border provinces, and in regional cooperation with a particular focus on economic development and environment issues, common challenges facing, in our case, the ASEAN region.
Okay. Thank you very much for this comprehensive overview. The Asia Foundation covers a broad range of topics, but now we would like to concentrate on ASEAN 2015 challenges and opportunities, which is our overarching topic for this program. Today we can see in the media a lot of information on ASEAN 2015, but mainly with the focus on opportunities. However, every coin has 2 sides. So do you see any major challenges for the upcoming community, and what would these be?
Okay. Well, I think, as you've said, that it's a very important task that ASEAN has laid before it. And I think when we talk about the challenges, it's important to recognize the enormity of the task. And if you compare ASEAN's experience and how it's constituted historically against those issues that it's laid before it, then it is I think they're really doing a very good job of reaching there. There's a number of different issues of concern. The economic integration tends to attract the greatest attention. Also, issues related to political and security issues, many of which are touched on in the HDFF Forum series, and also the social and cultural issues as well too. I'll talk in particular about the economic issues today as we see it, and we know that we have 4 pillars of economic integration lying ahead: single market and the production base, competitive economic region, a region of equitable economic development, and a region fully integrated into the global economy. And under each of those heads, ASEAN has made significant progress, but as we see it, also a number of challenges, and I'll just touch on a few of those. On the first one, the single market, very important that ASEAN achieve the free flow of goods and services, and while there's significant progress being made there, a number of issues, and what we're beginning to see amongst the members of ASEAN, perhaps not a uniformity of view. We still see a number of protectionist policies of concern, and those of particular concern at the Asia Foundation relate to the non-tariff barriers, and particularly those affecting some of the smaller economies in the region where the percentage factors tend to be more significant. In the competitive economic region, it will depend on a good infrastructure, on protection of intellectual property rights, and issues of that kind, enforceability of policies for competition. And again, we're seeing a variety of important measures being taken, but again, some inconsistencies in practice with a number of things, particularly relating to the service sector, that we would like to see. Equitable economic development, I think what's probably most striking about the ASEAN region is the fact that you have such a vast diversity of economies, of political histories of the country, and the fact that different countries are dealing with those kinds of issues. And in terms of the equities, if you look at the ASEAN 6, the largest 6 economies of the region, and compare those particularly to the CLMV countries, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, and Myanmar, 6 times the scale in the Singapore economy alone, massively larger than that of the region as a whole. And I think ASEAN has articulated very nicely the fact that you do have those equities, and part of the package really has to look at the circumstances of the different countries going forward. And then finally, in terms of global economic integration, if you look at the statistics worldwide, ASEAN is actually doing a very good job on that score, I think. Foreign trade, or free trade agreements rather, signed with a number of countries in the region, including China and Japan and others, and doing quite well. The one issue that we're looking at in that regard, particularly though on issues related to international investment, that a significant share of the investment tends to be directed towards particular ASEAN states, Singapore and others, and again, the top 6 economies. And one of the interests we'd like to see going forward is to try to balance that. I mentioned non-tariff barriers as an area of particular concern to Asia Foundation, where we're doing a number of interesting programs now. Looking at the ASEAN Secretariat, and it's an interesting comparison with the EU, which has a very large investment in maintaining the European Union in Brussels. And if you compare that to the investment in the ASEAN Secretariat in Jakarta, there's quite a striking difference. Some people compare the issue to a locomotive, an engine pulling the train, and if we think of the ASEAN Secretariat as the locomotive, there's a number of issues related to the strains on the Secretariat going forward. And then finally, I think I would just emphasize again the notion of unity amongst the different states. The platform has been set, it's been articulated very nicely, but we would like to see more of a sort of a unity of view amongst the different Asian economies to demonstrate that they really are seeing themselves as a single common market in future.
Okay, that sounds everything very interesting, and it looks like that we need more information on ASEAN 2015, and so we teamed up together with you for the chairman circles. And what was really the reason to team up with HDFF?
The Asia Foundation, I think, is one of the things that distinguishes the foundation is the kinds of partnerships that we forge with local organizations across the region. We really look towards a meeting of the minds, and in the case of HDFF, we have known HDFF for many years. We've been active consumers of HDFF's, the president's, the chairman circle events, and so we understood very well that there was a common interest between us. We talked about a number of different areas of common interest. HDFF works in a number of different areas, but the one around which the interest really coalesced was ASEAN. We were also struck by your convening power, your network not only here in Thailand, but also your ability to draw interesting speakers from across the region.
Okay, thank you. I think this is a good basis for a future cooperation.
มันเป็นขยะแต่รู้ไหมว่าขยะเหล่านี้สามารถ ารถนำมารีไซเคิลเป็นสมุดสิ่งที่มีค่าสำหรับพวกเขาได้ด้วยแนวคิดการใช้ทรัพยากรธรรมชาติอย่างรู้คุณค่าและให้เกิดประโยชน์สูงสุดทำให้ดอนเมืองโทเวย์ได้เริ่มดำเนินโครงการสมุดกรีนเวย์โครงการเพื่อยกระดับสิ่งแวดล้อมให้คงอยู่ชั่วลูกชั่วหลานตราบนานเท่านานโทเวย์กรีนเวย์
คูปองดิจิตอลทีวีกสทช.มาแล้วค่ะคูปองครับคูปองดิจิตอลทีวีมาแล้วครับ
วันนี้คูปองมูลค่า690 บาทใช้แลกกล่องเซ็ตท็อปบ็อกซ์หรือเป็นส่วนลดซื้อทีวีดิจิตอลได้ที่ศูนย์จำหน่ายที่มีสัญลักษณ์โครงการ
อย่าลืมอ่านก่อนแล้วเตรียมเอกสารให้ครบนะครับ
แจกแล้ว 42 จังหวัดภายในสิ้นปีนี้ดิจิตอลทีวีดูดีทุกบ้าน
Welcome back. Here is the ASEAN 2015 Challenges and Opportunities program with Dr. Wilfried. Today's session, one more question to our guest Kim. Very briefly, what is the future outlook of the joint programs with HDFF?
Well, this is the 2015 year we finally reached, after a lot of anticipation, the calendar year during which the ASEAN integration will happen. And so in our view, having had this excellent partnership with HDFF over the last 2 years, it would be unthinkable not to continue the partnership through 2015. So we're looking forward to a series of Chairman Circle events focusing on these issues over the next year. And it will be very exciting, I think, as we approach December of 2015.
Okay, thank you. Today's session gave us an overview over the joint Chairman Circle program between HDFF and the Asia Foundation. The success of the previous 11 Chairman Circles jointly hosted is based on a sound cooperation between a Thai organization and a global and regional active partner. This model allows local knowledge being paired with regional reach to raise awareness for the challenges and opportunities of the upcoming ASEAN community, within Thailand, but also beyond. This complementary TV program will pick up interesting discussion points and guest speakers from Thailand, the ASEAN region and beyond to increase the knowledge about ASEAN 2015. At the end, as promised, will be always a short quiz consisting of 2 questions which you can answer by sending a short email to info@hdff.org, and you can win some interesting prizes like our t-shirt with the HDFF logo. And the first question is, how many days are left from today onwards to the beginning of ASEAN 2015 community? And the second question is very simple, what stands ASEAN for? This concludes our program today. Thank you very much, Kim, for your contributions and thoughts, the team before and behind the camera, and see you back next month with a real challenge of ASEAN 2015. Thank you very much.